Hello, everybody. I have to admit I'm a little distracted tonight because I have a stalker squirrel outside of my window. So I have these two squirrels. They're either brothers or cousins, and they like to come to my little ledge that I have out here by my window, and I put sunflower seeds out for them. Probably a mistake. Anyway, one of them is a gentleman, and he sits there very nicely and he eats calmly, and the other one is crazy. And so I think I mistakenly fed the crazy one just a few minutes ago. And now he's all over the place. He's been all around my window, upside down. Maybe he's gone away. We can hope. Okay. Anyway, hi, everybody. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So welcome to my Stamp and Sip workshop. It's Friday night, July 24th. Cheers. This is where the weekend starts early and where we create some card that I found. That's a quick and easy card that you can use with any of your papers that you have in your stash. Okay, so take a sip of whatever you brought and we will get started. I am drinking my Oliver wine still again tonight. Melon. It's melon mint. It's my favorite one for summer. I love it. I don't know if it's watermelon, but it's really good. Anyway, hi Cheryl. Thanks for joining. All right, so we are going to turn the camera down. Let me get the camera over here. I can't see what I'm doing. All right. Here we go. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to create. I'm calling it a Triangle Gatefold card. The young lady that I watched do it called it a Triangle Gatefold card. So this is it. It is a flat card. It doesn't open up like a traditional card. This is going to open up like this. We're going to undo the ribbon and it's going to open like that. Okay, so I think it's a nice card for like a special occasion. Unfortunately, it's not going to stand up. So anybody that doesn't like to make cards that don't stand up, this is not for you. But it is a pretty card for, I think, for like a wedding or just a special birthday or whatever you want to make it for. I mean, cards for any occasion are special, right? All right, so let me just tie this back up. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. All right. So, of course, when I'm trying to tie a bow, I can't do it. Okay. There we go. So that's the card. All right. So tonight we're going to make this same card, but I'm going to be using this paper. It's the Splash of Sparkles paper. It is still available, but I think it's on low inventory. But I thought this would just be a real pretty card. I wanted to make a summery card, and this has got some nice bright colors. So that's what we're using tonight, and I'm going to use the Splash and Relax set. We're going to use the little tube and the handle and some sentiments from this set. We're going to use Relax and Enjoy and Wishing Happiness Floats Your Way from this set. And then I'm using some of the dies as well for the front to decorate the front. Okay, and then I'm using a square that I created with the Stylish Shapes dies here. All right, so let me give you the measurements. You're going to need a card base, and as I said, it's a flat card. So this card base is going to be 4 4¼ by 5½ okay. Then you're going to have a mat, and that is going to be 4 by 5¼ and then for your insert, you're going to want a piece that's another 1/4 inch smaller, so that's going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So that will be the 3 layers of your card. Then you're going to create the triangles, you're going to need 2 squares, and these are going to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, that's the fastest and easiest way to make these triangles. And then you're going to need something for your focal point. So tonight I said I'm using the square. I think I'm going to use it as a square. I was contemplating doing it as a triangle, but let's wait, we'll get there. All right, so I am first going to stamp my insert here, and I'm going to use the little tube and a sentiment for the inside. And I'm going to use, this is Bubble Bath, is the pink that I'm using, and this is Bubble Bath in the paper there. So right in the middle, I'm going to stamp my tube in the Bubble Bath. This should be covered up. Oh, I hope I got that in the middle. This should be covered up by our triangles that meet in the middle. Okay, and then we've got these little handles to our tube. Okay, and then we're going to keep all my stamps together so I can find them later. Spread stuff around and then I'm looking for it. All right, then we're going to do a sentiment on this as well, right in the middle. Wishing happiness floats your way. All right, so that's going to be the inside. And then the sentiment for the outside is going to be relax and enjoy. And I think I'm going to take a shot at this. I think we're going to go this way as a square, and we'll just put this over to the side. All right, and we'll just design around that. Okay, so now let me show you how to put the card together. So obviously we're going to just glue this mat onto here, but first we want to put our little triangles on. So to make these triangles, we're going to grab our trimmer and we're going to make 2 score lines. So first and foremost, we want to decide how we want these to go. So when they're triangles, they're going to be this way. So you want to figure out which way you want both of your pieces to go. So right here, you can see the stripes are all lining up. So I'm going to take them like that, and I want them to go this way. So this one, I'm going to score this way. We're going to put it into the trimmer with these 2 points in the channel. So we're going to just line up that top point right in the center of the cutting channel and the bottom point. But we're not cutting, we're just going to score. And don't score too hard because you're scoring on DSP and you don't want to go through. Then your other one, going to do the same thing. Line up the top point and then swing this around to get that in the middle. And then you're going to score. Okay, and that's all you need to do. So then we're going to just fold these in half. Now, if you're bad at folding things evenly and making sure they're exactly even, you can bring your trimmer up. See if you can see the bottom here. And a lot of times I will use the corner of my trimmer to make sure that my paper is straight. So if I put this into the corner, then bring this flap down and make sure that that's lining up in the corner. And then burnish your score line there with your finger. Then you should have that lined up so that it's completely lined up on the edge. So we'll do that again. Fold this one. And then I'm going to bring it into the corner. Bring the top flap in. Line that up. And then burnish with my finger so that I can make sure that the sides edges are aligned. Okay? Because I don't like it when they're crooked. All right, then we're going to burnish that with our bone folder. Okay, so then we just need to decide which way they're going to go. So if they're going, so you can see if they're going this way. Yeah, these are lining up. So there's pink, orange, pink, orange. So I like that. Like that. Okay. All right, so our cardstock is going to go this way. So what we'll do is get some glue now. And we're going to just put some glue on the bottom side of this triangle, or the left side of this triangle. And we're going to take our cardstock and just push it into the score line there. You want to make sure that it is going to fold over. And then you're just going to smooth that down. Okay, and you want to make sure that you've got this part that's going to flap open. Okay, and then you're just going to do the same thing here. So we're just going to put glue on this inside triangle. Take our cardstock and push it into the score line. We want to line it up with the top and the bottom tip there. Make sure it's going to fold over and then smooth this out. Okay, just make sure that's getting a good, that it's sticking well back there. Okay, so now you've got your card front. So now you can put this onto your card base. I'm just going to adhere that. Hang on. There we go. Just uncoordinated tonight. All right. There we go. And then we're just going to line that up so that we have an even border all the way around. And that is going to be our card base. All right, so inside we're going to put our little insert. And yeah, it looks like this is going to cover this up when we get our, phew, because it was a little bit high, but this is going to cover it up, okay. All right, so we're going to just stick that inside. Again, with an even border all around. There you go. Okay, so then for before you get your label on the front, you're going to want to get this ribbon on. So I've decided tonight to use a skinny ribbon. Oh, I just lost my tear and tape. One sec. Okay. So on this one, I used, I think this is a 1/4 inch ribbon. So your normal tear and tape is going to fit underneath this ribbon. But for tonight, I'm using, I don't think this is Stampin' Up! Tear and tape. It's very, very skinny, you can see. So it's should be able to go underneath my ribbon here. So what I want to do is just put some tear and tape where my ribbon is going to go across. Right here. And then we'll get our ribbon on. Now you're going to need enough ribbon to go around the card. and to tie a bow. So I would say, cut this. This is 13. So about 18 to 19 inches of ribbon is what you're going to need. And I found the easiest way to put the ribbon on, hi Maria, is to fold it in half it like that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Actually, I'm going to need to do it inside out, aren't I? Let me do it inside out. This ribbon has a little white stripe on one side of it, and I want that to be underneath. So let me just get this the right way. There we go. Most of Stampin' Up! Ribbon is good on both sides, but this particular one has white, and I can't manage to do this. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to pull the tape off of here. Just not going to worry about it. We're going to pull the backing paper off of this. There we go. And then we're going to get our ribbon and lay it down. We're going to go to the edge, lay it onto that tear and tape. There we go. And then this one will go around and come out the other side. You can put more tear and tape on the back, but I don't really think you need it. All right, so that is going to be where we're going to now decorate, put our focal point and decorate. So what we're going to do, I want to put some dimensionals under here. You do not have to, but if you're not going to, if you're going to glue, make sure you're just gluing on this side where your focal point is going to land, okay? So with some dimensionals, what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this, and then I'm going to put my finger right here. Okay, so I know that I need a dimensional right there. And then you're going to need one right here at the corner. Okay, then we'll get a couple more. Okay, so now I need one that's going to go in here. And then just figure out where this corner is going to go. And so your dimensional is going to go in here. So these 4 dimensionals should be able to hold your little focal point on very securely. And then just line that up. Okay, so now you should have that attached so that it will, just make sure you get no glue on this other side or your card won't open. All right, so we've got relax and enjoy. So now I've got some little pieces to put together. This is the little soda cup, or in my case, iced coffee cup. It's what I like in the summertime. Okay. And I went with a, did I lose the other sunglass thing? Oh, no, there it is. I went with a pink and orange theme. So my little flip-flops. And again, if you have some adhesive paper, adhesive sheets, they are your friend with all these little pieces, but I just didn't have time. So just cut those out real quick. Okay, and then the other little flip-flop. This is a really, really cute set for the summer. And this I bought because it coordinates so well with all the other summer sets, the rolling waves, and the Sunset Coast paper. It just coordinates with all of that. All right, I'm going to need my Take Your Pick tool for this. So for these, I like to pick these up with my Take Your Pick tool. We're going to put some glue actually here, will be better. And then we're going to get this sunglass piece right on there. And then let's get some glue here. And line this one up like that. Pretty good. Okay. So these are the pieces that are going to go onto my card. I'm going to just glue this down flat. And then I think maybe, yeah, maybe we'll pop up the sunglasses. I think I can fit that on there. Do I have little ones? Let me see if I have some small dimensionals. Well, maybe not. Oh, yep. Couple left there. Oh my goodness. This dimensional backing doesn't want to go away. All right. Then we'll get our little sunglasses. And then we'll glue down one of the flip-flops. Hi, Carol. Thanks for jumping on and watching. One little flip-flop. And I think we can get a dimensional on here. I pull out a sheet of dimensionals. There's no dimensionals on it. There we go. But I saved them because you can use the edges. But on a tiny little piece like this, I need some small ones. Okay. So there we go. Then we have my little flip-flops on there as well. And then you'll just tie your bow. And if you have a hard time doing that because this keeps flapping up, take your block and sit it there. Or if you have a pair of reverse tweezers to hold your bow, that's also a great tool for tying bows. All right, there you go. So there is your card. I just love this card. I think it's so pretty. And I think when the person receives it, they're really going to have fun opening it. It's like a little present to open. Super cute. All right, so where's my sample? Okay, so this was the sample that I created. I did zhuzh this up a little bit more than the one I showed on the sample. I did take some die cut pieces of the flowers and I put them on dimensionals. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. So on top of that cutout piece. So it looks a little bit more three-dimensional there. So there's that one. And this is the one from tonight. And then I have a couple other samples. This one I did with the in color paper. This is the Crisp Cantaloupe. And the last month's stamp set, the product of the month stamp set from last month, Wild Bunch. I love that Highland cow. He is just my favorite. And I didn't stamp anything inside here. So we'll just show you the front of that one. This is Pecan Pie with Crisp Cantaloupe. And then the last one I did was with the Moonlit Flora paper, because it is one of my other super favorites this summer. And I just did this one with black and Peaceful Pine. I didn't stamp anything on the inside. These dies are from the Sweet Words and Labels dies. And then just die cut some ferns here. And then this ribbon, I went around and then tied it with a little piece of twine there. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. Hope you liked that. Let me turn this back around. Okay, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching, you guys. All right, so you're going to find the measurements and the instructions for this card on my blog at thismustbeink.com. It'll be up there tonight. I haven't put it up there yet. I just did not have time last night to do that after doing the samples. But I will put it up tonight after I eat. And it'll be on thismustbeink.com. Go to inspiration and you'll find the blog with my cards. While you're there on my page, make sure you sign up for my weekly emails so that you'll get tips and tricks for easy crafting, and you'll get some Stampin' Up! News as well as learning about upcoming events and in-person crafting opportunities. All right, so that's it. Thanks for stamping and sipping with me. You guys all have a great weekend. Stay healthy, stay cool, and stay crafty, my friends. We'll see you next week.